Hey everybody, it is once again that time of year for probably one of my favorite videos that I make. Um, the Christmas lights of our outside house video tour. Um, I've been doing this for many years now, making these videos each year of our house decorated, and I actually just realized that this year is, I believe, the 10th anniversary. Um, since I started making these videos, so I'm going to actually make a playlist of all the past videos, and I'm going to put that in the description so you guys can kind of go back in time and watch where it all started from our old house to the first year here and all the way up until now. So we've expanded a little bit, as you can probably see. um, but the overall layout is, we have basically a basic formula that we have been going off of each year for many years now since we moved here. So I'm going to start over here at the driveway here, the top of the driveway, and the mailbox, which this year I put the red and white LEDs on. This is actually two separate strings. It's a set of red, like C6 LEDs with cones on them. I actually put those on there last year. And then this string of the red and white, like mini light style LEDs, actually had this string for a little bit longer, and I did put that string on 2 years ago. I could not find it last year, and I finally found it. It was actually with the Valentine's Day decorations. So right next to that here, we've got our little solar Christmas tree fiber optic thing, which we've had for a number of years now. I actually got this as a Christmas gift. Last year, the LED that lit the top of the tree wasn't working. I fixed that, and I also put a new battery in it, so it should work a lot nicer now. The lamppost, I put the same garland on it that I always do with these pretty old LEDs. These LEDs are probably about over 10 years old now. However, in the actual post head, I've put a flickering LED flame bulb to kind of give the effect of a gas lamp, which is really nice. It's something I actually never done before. I bought this bulb last month for an art project, and I was like, okay, I'm done with the project, so I can just use it in here. Yet I think it looks so cool. It does have another setting where you can turn it, if you turn it off and turn it back on again really fast, it'll be steady glowing, but that's no fun. This is where the effect is. And then of course we have a little swag here on the front. And then on these little dogwood trees next to our walkway on either side, I have actually put LEDs on them this year. I never decorated these in the past, but this year I decided to go all out and put LEDs on them. They're actually all connected to the lamppost, so the lamppost itself goes on and off dusk to dawn with the sensor photocell, but I have this timer here that you can set it to turn off after a certain number of hours, because it doesn't feel, I don't really want these to be on all night, dusk to dawn. So on this tree I've got, this is actually the oldest set of LEDs. These are pretty old now too. This used to be a chasing set, but I rewired it and made them all steady burning because the chasing was annoying and you couldn't turn it off. These are brand new, these little cone LEDs. They're the same style as the red on the mailbox. And then I have some mini light style ones as well that are going up to the top branches. And then this one is all new strings, like brand new strings that I bought this year. These LEDs, mini light style, all warm white, of course. And also one thing that I found that was really interesting, these new LED sets, if you take a look at the difference in brightness between these and this old string on the lamppost, the difference is astounding. It's just, they've really gotten these new LED sets, they've gotten the brightness and the color tone just perfect. Like you can see this is warm white, and this is like from 2012, I think. This set, 2011, 2012. but it's kind of like a sickly green almost. It's not really warm white, and it's very dim. These are much brighter. So really, really impressed with the warm white LED strings that they have on the market these days. Maybe next year I'll go all the way up to the top of the tree. But yeah, so on the fence I have our usual, this is a set of, what are they called, GE Color Choice LEDs. I've had these, whoops, I just hit the camera on that, sorry about that, jump scare there. These are the Color Choice LEDs that we've had for a number of years now, actually, set to the fading between white and multicolored, because I couldn't decide whether I wanted white lights or multicolored lights on this fence, so I just decided to have one that could do both, and I think it looks really nice. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody was walking by with a dog, and I hate people, or interacting with people. Anyway, the tree here, the Japanese maple, sorry, just completely forgot everything. This one I have put only green lights on this year. All green. Last year I put some white lights on it, but I decided that I much rather liked it just with all green. And I also extended the lights all the way up to the top. This tree's gotten so big. It's like almost as tall as the house now. Really, really densely packed mini lights. One of these strings is vintage, the one that's the bulbs are all kind of faded on. That one's vintage. I think it's from like the 80s. The rest are newer. But yeah, it looks really cool. I actually really like it. And I do like how we've got the red mailbox, the white dogwoods, and the green Japanese maple. It's really, really pretty. Back here on these holly bushes, I have the regular LED net light, which I've had. This came with the house. I always mention how the previous owners left this behind for us. Still working, all the sets. And then on this window here, sorry, somebody keeps like coughing over there, and I keep thinking there's somebody walking by, because it's just, I don't know what's going on over there, and I'm just gonna ignore it. Anyway, around this window in the addition, we've got the multicolored, or sorry, well, these are the red, green, and blue multifunction lights. This is the very first set I got, the oldest set, set to the mixed setting. And then these random flashing multicolored icicle lights, which are very, very old now. Surprised they still work, actually. But yeah, they're really cool. I really like them. I love the flashing action. Around this door, this is actually the same set of mini lights I put around here last year. This is that vintage set that I got from my grandfather's stuff when, after he passed away, I found it in with his stuff. It's kind of a nice little piece from my grandfather's collection. They extend down there in that little bush. Around this window, these are new. These are LEDs. They're like labeled as C9s, but they're actually mini LEDs, like with these big like bulb-shaped housings. They're pretty cool. Alright, that was the person that lives like 2 houses down, I think. Just kept walking back and forth up and down the street, and they were like coughing really loudly. I don't know if you guys heard it, but that was weird. They're gone now, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem anymore. I'm so sorry. Anyways, yeah, well, I guess before I continue, I should mention we have the icicle lights, as always, going all the way across the length of the house, up on the gutters, and here below the peak. But this year, I've gone a little overboard, so to speak. I extend them all the way back down this side of the house. Normally in the past I put actually one of the sets of LEDs that are on the dogwood over there, up on this side of the house. But I thought that didn't really look right, considering the rest of the house is outlined with icicle lights, so I was like, okay, let's get some more. So I got like a couple sets at the end of the last year, and I'm glad I did, because a few of our old sets that we had that I bought when we first moved in had a lot of burned out bulbs that really weren't worth saving, because these all have like different weird voltages of bulbs that you can't find replacements of. But anyway, where were we? Over here. On this little bush here, this is actually that set of vintage Joy-Brite 3-way flashing reflector lights that I have, or that I got. I posted a short video of these about a couple weeks ago. They're 3-way fast flashing, and I think they look really nice in this bush, actually. I hope that they are waterproof. It looks like... I'm not too worried about the lamps themselves. I'm worried more about the reflectors, but they seem to be holding up and they look really nice, so I'm not too concerned about them. On the holly bush here, a sort of hedge, so to speak, I have the net light. Per usual, this is again all sets that the previous owner left us, except for one set here, because I don't know if I mentioned, actually I definitely didn't mention, this one back here is brand new. But last year, at the end of the year, at the end of the Christmas season, like right before I took everything down, I noticed that one string of net light, like right here, was just gone. And to this day, I have no idea what happened. I think somebody stole it. My parents think a deer or animal got it, but I don't, because it was unplugged. Animals can't do that. They don't have thumbs, so like it's a mystery. I'm still hoping maybe one day it'll show up, but yeah, we had one mysteriously vanish last year, so I bought another one to compensate. Actually, my mom bought it, but along the ground here in front of the bush, I have the C9s on the stakes. These are all newer bulbs, newer lamps. I don't think I have any vintage lamps here. All my vintage lamps are burning out. I have two ceramic, like vintage ceramic C9s. One is a blue and one was a red. The red burned out right when I fired it up when I first got it out. The blue still works, thankfully, because those blues are really, really pretty. And now somebody is stopping across the street and they're gonna just stay there. Great. Anyways, on this bush we have some vintage reflector lights, more vintage reflector lights. This is a set that I got from my best friend in Ohio, and they look really nice here. I love these. Like, the colors are they're not that bright, but they're just a nice little, like, a little finishing touch there that this side needed. On the vinyl railing, these dripping multicolored icicles, LED, of course, which I love these. I used to not like these so much. I still wish they dripped a little bit faster, but these are so cool. I think these are beautiful. And they all say Noel. I do like that they are lit when they're not dripping still, so you can still like get some effect. Yeah, I love those. And then around this bay window, I completely forgot to mention, we have some more red, green, and blue multifunction lights. I did the same thing I did last year where I just wrapped them around the windows themselves instead of around the shutters. Because actually that shutter there is like almost falling off. We need to take care of that. Let's see, this is on the combination setting. I think this is the slow wave right now it's on. Yeah. And then in the center of the bay window we have, again, as usual, the Joy-Brite tree topper plaque thing. That is very childhood for me, as my old neighbor used to have many of these that he hung in his bay window. So I decided to kind of mimic that with one of my own. It's on the fading in and out setting. It looks like this one automatically defaults to combination, doesn't have memory. So then over here around the door we have some white mini lights, which are... I think I put this exact set around this door last year as well. Around this this bathroom window, we've got all LED C7s, which are very old. These are about as old, if not older, than the set that's around the lamppost. They still are working, and they still look really nice. I've actually come to really like this LED style. You don't see this big cone style too often anymore, the big C7 style cone. And then the LED star in the middle of the window, which I did use last year. I really like that star, the red, green, and blue LEDs. Alright, over here we've got some non-light related items, a little peace banner, which has a spotlight on it, and our little Christmas wind spinner, which is ancient now. It's unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be around much longer because it keeps flopping over. The post is like all cracked up, but it's, by God, it's holding up still. Over here, again, this is usual. We have some the blue or daylight, cool white, I should say, random twinkling icicle lights underneath of these windows, which are, again, these are pretty old sets. Got these on clearance a while ago. The tube light star, which I cannot believe, it's a miracle that that tube light still works. That tube light's it's got to be older than me now. But that's hanging up there as always. Didn't have any problems with it this year, which I'm not surprised. That thing's been pretty resilient for as long as we've had it. And then on this bush, this group of holly bushes, I have some, actually this is 2 sets of multicolored multifunction lights, both set on the in-wave setting, and I used these exact same lights last year, both of these sets. There's one set of steady burning, like regular mini lights, but they're actually just being used as an extension cord for our little projector here, or the snowflakes up there, because I can't get up the roof because our roof is so steep to put lights up on that peak. Instead, we've compensated for the projector to have some nice little fun wintry snowflakes flying around, which looks really pretty and really fun. So then I think the only part that I left out here is all of the lawn decorations. So starting off, of course, with our little grove of spiral trees, which spiral trees are our tradition. Why are there so many cars that keep driving down this road? 1 second. Okay, I wanted to wait until he passed by so the LED headlights wouldn't glare, but I swear to God, every time I try to make a video, like every year this happens, this road turns into the Beltway, when all other times it's completely calm. But anyway, our 4 spiral trees, the 2 smaller ones, I've always told this story, are the oldest set that we, or not the oldest set, but the second set that we ever had. And then these 2 are only the 3rd. The ones from the original set are all long gone. They're all still working. This one has no burned out bulbs at all. And then these 2 take 3.5 volt bulbs, which I don't have any replacements of, so they've got a few. This one's completely 100% working, the big one. Very pretty. I love my spiral trees. And these have been a tradition for, well, 20 years now, probably. Yeah, we always put them out at our old house every year. And then over here, the reindeer in the little gift boxes, I've actually separated them from the trees this year so you can sort of see them easier. We've got our little buck right here, still working. That one's just lighted. Our large animated deer, the grapevine one, which is somehow still kicking this year. I thought this thing would have stopped working years ago because this was like on clearance. The motor is somehow still working. The counterweight is all rusty. But you know what? It still looks really nice. Looks perfect from a distance. You can't even tell that it's aged. Same exact bow that we've always had on it. And then these gift boxes are from my grandma. She didn't need them, of course, so she gave them to us, and I think they look really nice. I like them in between the deer. I thought about putting like the big one between the deer and the little ones, like in between the spiral trees, but I don't know. So now, you may have noticed when I walked around to the side here that there was, whoa, just tripped on another thing. I keep doing that. When I walked over to the side here, there was more lights And that's because we also have the deck wrapped around with LEDs this year. Well, almost entirely LEDs. We ran out at the very end here, and I used a spare set of incandescent mini lights I had. But no big deal, that doesn't really affect anything very much. Still looks really nice. You can't really even tell the difference between, well, I guess on camera you can, but in person you really can't. These are both brand new sets of LEDs. And they're actually connected to the same switch as the icicle lights. They're not on their separate switch. I used to have the switch going, or the cord going through that window, and plug them in above the washing machine and dryer on a timer. So they'd be separately, but now they're wired with the icicle lights. Really nice. And it looks really nice when you're up on the deck too. You can probably kind of sort of get that effect up there. Yeah. Alright. Alright. I think that just about does it for this year's annual video tour of the outdoor Christmas lights at our house. I'm just gonna kind of, I can't even get the whole house in frame anymore. 0.5 zoom doesn't work in video mode on this camera for some stupid reason. But, oh yeah, and I did forget to mention, we have candles in all the windows. That's another thing that we always do. In that addition window, the bay window, my parents' bedroom windows, but not on that side. We used to put them on that side the first couple years we moved in, but it was just a little bit overkill, I think. So yeah, just do a nice little walkthrough of everything. Unfortunately, the tree has gone dead. I probably didn't get enough sunlight today. And I think the one thing that I would add if I could, I don't know if it's possible, I might overload the circuit if I do, is add like how I did on Halloween, where I added gels to these lights to kind of cast like orange and purple light onto the tree here, the cherry tree. I wanted to do red and green ones, but I don't know. We're already kind of putting a lot of stress on our electrical system with all these incandescent lights, especially those C7s or C9s. But yeah, so I think that covers everything. Alright, so I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, as always. I will be coming at you with more videos. The Christmas tree video still to come, of course, and the train layout in the basement. So thank you guys for watching, as always, and I will see you in the next video, and have a Merry Christmas.